All right, a question I get a lot is, does creative matter? So like creative is the quality of the photos, it's the quality of the photography, the quality of the video, the overall aesthetic. An honest answer to that is definitively no. It doesn't always matter. Look at something like ClickFunnels. It's a huge platform and they're doing great. And in my opinion, it looks terrible. And I think if you were to ask any designer, it looks terrible. But the fact of the matter is who they're targeting. Aesthetic isn't necessarily a big thing. That being said, to answer the question personally and to answer it more philosophically and fundamentally, yeah, I think 100% creative matters. And the reason I think that is because you have to look at how we're consuming content nowadays. You have to look at the landscape of marketing, right? Everything is extremely fast paced. It's boom, 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 scroll, scroll, scroll. And another fact is that the tools to be creative nowadays are really readily available. There's a lot of talented people out there. I think people now are starting to realize that they're more creative than they thought they were. You don't always need a designer. If you are creative, you can figure it out. So all that is going to do is it's going to make it more competitive. And I think when you multiply that by the fact that the pace of the content is just more and more and more and more, all you have are first impressions nowadays. And how do you garner a good first impression? It's the cover of the book, right? It's the overall aesthetic. It's what jumps out. It's the color correction. It's the composition of the photo. There are a lot of psychological factors to artwork that I think the average person doesn't think about. Branding is a real thing. And if you want to look at your business from the inside out, I don't think you need to look any further than what large, successful, and influential brands do. Nike, Patagonia, Ford, Chevrolet, Target. It's consistent among all the major players. Branding is a factor and it matters to them. And they gear a lot of their effort towards that. So does it always matter? 100%? No, I'm not going to be a fool and say that. However, I'm going to turn that around and say you would be a fool if you're not factoring that in your decision making when it comes to how you propagate your company, how you market it, and basically how you project your brand.